Alright guys, Paul back here again with another Replica belt review. In this one, a little bit different, we're going to be taking a look at the only wooden replica belt WWE have ever produced, and it is the Daniel Bryan 2019 eco-friendly WWE Heavyweight Championship replica belt. Right, let's take a look. Okay, so right off the bat, this is the only replica belt WWE have produced to date, which actually comes with the TV accurate Velcro. So that's kind of cool. Except I know people are gonna fucking hate that. The belt itself, I know a lot of people do not like this belt. I'm gonna be honest with you right off the bat. This is one of my favourite replica belts I've ever bought from WWE. I think it's absolutely outstanding. And I'm not even joking there. You don't have to like the design. I mean, the design is the same as the regular WWE Heavyweight. You don't have to like the fact that it's a wooden belt. You can think that's stupid, but for the gimmick, I think this is probably one of the most perfect gimmick belts ever made. Obviously the Smoking Skull's a classic, it fit Austin so well, but for that the eco warrior Daniel Bryan gimmick, I don't think it got more kind of fitting than this personally. Right, we will start off with the front of the strap. As you can see, the front here is a kind of burlap sack material. It works really well on the belt. It bubbles up quite a lot, as you'd expect, because it's not like it's a glued together piece of simulated leather like normal replica straps. On this side you can see here a sewn on Velcro snap box, I guess you could call it. It's sewn on pretty squint, but it's not really a big deal. The cut of the strap, as you can see, it's quite a wide cut to the strap around the plates. It does look really good. It's a bit awkward at the top, really tall at the top. It doesn't have the bumps in the leather like the real leather ones do around the belt bars there. We'll move on to the other side. As you can see here again, that burlap material is bubbling up a little bit, which is kind of to be expected. It's not, on most belts that would be a big deal, but on this particular one, it's kind of part of the charm. I will say, I love the tip on this belt. It's the first time WWE have done a solid one-piece tip. Normally the tips are two sections screwed together. This one, not CNC'd from one piece, and it's just attached to the end of the belt there. Looks really good. We'll flip the strap over and talk about the backing, which to be honest I hate, and I will explain why. Right, as you can see on the back of the belt here, we have a black kind of felt material. We have a sticker on the back here with the official WWE replica patch. It's a 2019 replica. We got the warning sticker, the holographic sticker. You can see here the back of the Velcro that attaches there. See, that's cool. Love it. You can see the screws on the back of the plates here, these massive kind of washer type things. I mean, they're proper like wood screws, so they're much wider. Hopefully that would stop the plates ever potentially ripping off of the strap. I understand that they're wider. Just a sack strap is going to be much weaker than even a simulated leather strap for plates ripping through. The material on the back here is kind of a brown felt. I hate it, but I'll be honest, it's not bad, but for me personally, I hate it, but that's because I am one of the few people in the world that has the really weird phobia of cotton wool. And that's not a joke, unfortunately. I cannot touch cotton wool, and this feels like cotton wool, and it is causing like shivers down my spine, and I've got goosebumps and everything because I'm touching it. And yeah, that's the kind of dumb arse I am. That's a phobia I have. And spiders, I don't like those either. I am sharing in this video. Idiot. Yeah, but the backing material, personally, I don't like it for those reasons, but as a backing material, it's fine. Feels like what you would expect the backing on this belt to be. Right, we'll finish off by talking about the plates. Like I mentioned earlier on in this video, this is genuinely one of my favourite belts WWE have made. I think the plates are really, really well made. The detail on them is fantastic. The fact that the really fine details like the World Heavyweight Champion lettering, the Daniel Bryan lettering, the tiny gaps between those letters, the fact that that's all there in wood is actually really cool. It's really quite impressive. The area behind the logo, and actually having said that, all the areas that are cut away, on pictures I always thought these were just kind of plain flat areas, and it would just go from one layer of flat wood to another and that would be it. But I like it. It feels like it's just been carved out, and it's got layers to it, it's got texture to it, there's grooves in the wood. Obviously each one of these belts is going to be slightly different to the other one. I should mention the stones on this are terrible. They are nothing like what the ones on TV are. The white bits in particular are just white strips of plastic stuck down in one piece. I will eventually be taking these off and breaking them up and sticking them down individually like the real belt had. The blue parts though are terrible. These are just screen printed plastic, and it looks awful. The blue colouring up close in person looks really bad, so eventually I will take all of those off as well, and I need to find out what the gemstones used on the real belt were. Actually, if you know, leave me a comment down below. The blue stones in this belt, what were the real stones? What kind of stones were they? Because I will replace these eventually with those, and it would save me a Google search. So the bars are really good. They're much thicker than the standard replica bars, so there's that. Look at that, how easy it is to snap together. And that is securely snapped. But yeah, that being said, there's not really much to talk about this belt. Obviously it is a crazy flexible belt, unlike most replica belts. I do not like touching the back of this belt though, but it's worth it though, because it's a really cool belt. All that shit. Right, that's pretty much all there is to talk about this belt. I think I've given a really quick overview. I know it's not the most in-depth video possible, but I just wanted to give my opinions on it briefly. If I recommend this, I'm not sure. I think I do recommend it, but that's only for people that are kind of aware of what they're buying. If you're thinking this is going to be the same quality as like one of the metal replicas that you're paying a similar price for, that being said, it's not going to be as good as like an Undisputed V2 or a 2020 US. It is a very light belt as well, but it's a gimmick. I personally like it a lot. I think it's a fun belt, and I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan, I should mention. But all that aside, I like it as a replica belt. I think it's a really good representation of what it's supposed to be. So if you're a fan of it, I recommend it. If you're not a fan of it, don't buy it. It's kind of not easy. Yeah. Right, that being said, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Got loads of belt reviews coming up. That being said, thank you for watching. Cheers.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP. And if you want to get one of the greatest belts made for you, go to Paulmartinbelts. That's right, sucker.